Hello and welcome back to the 2023 Portland Open presented by Latitude 64. Back again in the Rose City Round 2 Back 9 coverage from the Glendoveer Golf and Tennis West Course. You're watching JomezPro with Nate Sexton, Jeremy Koling, and Paul Ulibarri.
Front 9, we had a little bit of movement going on here. None of our lead card guys are currently in the lead at the moment. But that's because Calvin Heimberg's out there enjoying his birthday. He's getting some nice birdies. Aaron Gossage and Isaac are both bogey-free. And Corey Ellis, man, he had a really good stretch from 2 to 7. Could have been 5 or 6 down in that stretch, but just a couple of chain outs. But again, look at this. We have a really tight event. Go figure, we got a lot of bonus birdies. And when you have that, you've got essentially just a cluster at the top of every one of these. It is going to be a race to get as many birdies and hold things together as best you can on this back 9 because it is a very challenging 9-hole stretch.
One of the easier holes you're going to come to on this course is hole 10, par 4 uphill, 625, so distance really isn't that big a deal. The big thing is to get off the tee into a position to where you have the wide open hyzer up to the hole, or somehow sneak left. I've seen a lot of cut rolls. This is Instagram famous, this hole, because of the tricky cut roll, and that can get you way up the hill as well.
Instagram famous. Did someone do it?
No, everybody's throwing the cut rolls and being like, look at how many different shots I have, and then they throw the low hyzer in the tournament.
In the tournament, yeah. Yeah. I gotta say, same thing. I didn't know that I would play this one solo, and I was like, this has got to be a cut roller. And then I got to the tournament, I was like, it's a forehand just out to the open.
You can really get to the hole even where the mandatory is. At that distance,
yeah.
You can get up the hill. So it's not that big of a deal to get distance.
Look at all the low ceiling clippings that have just been scattered.
Yeah.
You see it all over the course, but right there it really came into play.
Oh, here it is.
Instagram famous.
Oh, no. Does he miss or make the Mando? Short and hasn't progressed it yet.
That's the same thing as missing it because he's got to throw his second shot.
It's marginally
90 degrees right.
Marginally better, probably.
Yes.
Because if he can very likely beat the drop zone with this next shot.
Yes.
So very slightly better, but also the potential to be worse, I suppose, if he gets too aggressive. Looks like he's going to be pretty smart here, though.
You don't have a lot of space past the mandatory to really go forward. I mean, that's a good shot. So it is better.
Yeah,
but
he's going to beat it by 100 feet.
And you talk about those ramps there, Paul, that the outermost roots there of the tree really reaching out there to grab Aaron's roller.
Yeah, it's like you're running and then your friend gives you a little flat tire. You know? You're like, oh, bam. Oh, where'd that come from? Somebody just steps on your foot.
You're actually like legitimately hurt and he's just laughing.
Yeah, well, it's hilarious.
Don't do that, kids.
I mean, a flat tire is one of the funniest things you can do to somebody that is so annoying. So,
is that why you keep stepping on my heels, Paul? Good shot there from Aaron. He's going to save the par. Corey playing this hole essentially perfect so far. It's going to be a very short birdie putt.
I mean, he had a zone in. That's how easy this hole can be.
Yeah.
And there's really not much off the tee. Height is everything.
Yep.
Nice shot.
Great save. This could be a very important putt here.
Oh, Adam.
Oh, boy. Don't see that very often from Adam, the straight air ball.
And he's up again. And that is a tough putt to make. I mean, that's the same distance as the first one, essentially. And when you got to putt it twice in a row, there's just something that hurts a little bit extra about it. But steps up, makes that one, saves the par.
Yeah, when you're even par and you finally get to a birdie and you're on the lead card, mentally that's really tough, especially when it's just inside the circle.
And it's been a long time.
Yeah.
You know, you're just sitting there like, oh, man, I'm losing strokes left and right. Oh, I got an opportunity.
Oh, no.
Well, just talked about it on the hole 9 of the last 9. Those putts give us a little bit of anxiety in the booth just because we know that Aaron has such a speedy putt. And if he's off just a little bit, that heavy, speedy putt sometimes wants to glance off the chains. And if he's not on the pole oftentimes is a chain out.
Yeah.
It's a very unforced bogey there for Aaron.
It gives us anxiety because he's feeling the anxiety.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. Wow, Alden Harris, 8 through 13. It's about the same stretch as what we saw yesterday from Simon Lizotte, who was 8 down through 12. Wow, what a stretch.
Somehow the drone makes this hole look 240 feet, but it's not.
Yeah, that got there too fast.
It looks so manageable. And it is. I'm not trying to say this is the hardest hole ever, but it's a specific little small line. You can barely see that gap there in the middle on our camera right now.
I really feel like they took 2 holes prior, and then they were like,
let's make a downhill version
all right,
of
we're
it.
going to make it downhill, and we're going to make it a little tighter at the end because it's downhill.
Yeah.
I like this. It's a good addition. Mixing it up on a course that's otherwise just so long.
And I also think that they're trying to trick you into going straight. I think that's the correct
The play is outright.
Yep.
Totally. Yeah, plays outright to edge the circle just like Isaac did there and take your putt. Because if you get baited to the center gap, you're going to hit one of these big trees that's 50, 60 feet short.
The flex shot. Oh. He got it.
And went through the middle
Wow.
gap. What do we know?
That was interesting. That's
Yeah,
not
but
a,
he
there's a
took-
small line.
That's the only way you can get to the middle gap is by going 50 feet left.
This is a shot that Aaron just threw great on the uphiller.
And that's got promise. Man, going along with the mid here. Good work there inside the circle. That's going to be an important putt. 2 missed birdie putts in 2 missed putts in the circle in a row. 1 for birdie, 1 for par.
He's a rare breed. He's one of those. Well, this guy's a rare breed.
Yeah,
so
no
he's one of
kidding.
those 40-footers. I love him. The Goose, as we watch this form, look at that release up high. Just gonna watch it.
He
now.
knew he's going to make that putt
Yeah.
like 3 weeks ago.
The Goose grips it with just 2 fingers. He's a rarity.
His putt?
All of his shots that he throws backhand, 2 fingers, like an old Robbie Bratton style.
Robbie B.
And what I mean, 2 fingers under the rim.
Yes.
Obviously, you're gonna need your thumb.
Yes.
Nice putt. For Isaac, playing the hole essentially exactly how he drew it up.
Good putt from Gossage.
Yeah.
Yeah, he that
Where's the fist
backhand
pump?
grip.
Where is it?
Just 2 fingers, the thumb and the pinky. That's all he uses. It's pretty incredible the power he can generate. Leaves the middle 3
putt.
out of it.
Yes, star frame. Give us the little jingle.
That's really good.
The only few people that I've seen with the 2-finger grip
Bratton.
absolutely rip
Yeah.
the disc.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talk about that. I mean, it's less contact points, faster out of the hand.
You know, I don't know what it is. I think it has something to do with like the spin that you're able to put on compared to the other ones kind of dragging it. I think the other ones putting on the rim might slow the spin down,
Yeah.
but also give you the control as far as where you're like kind of releasing, like if you
Yeah.
fan grip, like the more points on, the more control you have.
I'll try it today.
Yeah. It's a good time for it.
Hole 12. 2 routes, essentially the big backhand turnover flex, the big forehand turnover flex, overstable discs, trying to come back to the middle just like we saw Adam do on the prior hole.
Yeah. The one thing, not to get too far into it, that I do think it's tough as
didn't
finally missed an angle.
Yeah.
You're right.
Is it's hard to throw annies out of the hand because you tend to kind of grip lock them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's why we see a lot of forehands from him and a lot of hyzer flips.
I mean,
Look at this.
Oh, that's really nice.
That's gonna
just
be
a
parked.
gentle flip.
that's going to be parked.
Ooh.
That's
Yeah.
sweet. He didn't
So
really
good.
throw the flex. I think that was the advantage of it. He knows his disc so well.
Right, he knew it'd come
He kind of
back.
threw a little, just a stand up.
Yeah. This is more of the flex. This is going to have some late
Look
stability coming in. Don't hit the trees.
Look how how
Yeah.
much easier it is for him though. That was like a quick little move.
Mm-hmm.
Adams was more of a body movement. That was, Aaron just generates.
I mean, he takes what his skills are and he makes the most of them. And I really like that about it. His game is obviously influenced and molded by what he sees with others, but he takes what his skills are and he really has developed them into this, I mean, a sharp axe.
Look at this wind.
Look at this putt.
It doesn't matter. Look at that. It was
Through
legitimately
the gap.
windy right there.
55 feet. Corey's special, man.
Wow.
He knew he made that putt last night. I'm not going to say 3 weeks ago, but last night he's like, yeah, on 12,
He did
I'm going
a
to
bow right there. Did you see that? Sorry to interrupt you. Yeah,
No.
you're right. You're right. Jerm.
He's just such a confident putter. I love everything about that putt.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love
There's the
watching.
fist bump.
I love seeing the slow mez on the guys that have no wobble on the putts, and you're just like, what? How is that doing that?
Last thing on Aaron. I love how excited he gets with his putting. I think that his putting will improve to these other levels, like an Isaac or something, because of the positive reinforcement that he puts on him when he does make it.
That's a
And that's
great point.
very important.
That's a great point. And man, we just had an Isaac par away from a back-to-back star frame on 11 and 12. And that's important because when you get to 12, you're thinking maybe, I don't know if these guys are thinking this, but I think a lot of players are thinking, well, those are the last 2 birdie opportunities I'm really going to have on this course.
Yeah, I think everyone thinks of 18.
Maybe
but
18,
other than that,
yeah.
Latitude 64's boys down here just finished checking out the telemetry on your map, and everything is A-OK.
Hey, Jonathan, catch. Huh?
Jonathan, we're getting an anomalous critical failure on your suit. Could you please confirm status?
Sorry, man.
hole 13, par 4, 930 feet. Really, really tough hole with this mandatory to the right. So you've got to get down through this area, stay away from this right side OB, but it's really hard to get your drive to any kind of place where you could think about attacking the basket in 2 shots.
4.48 average. I feel like that's pretty decent considering how insanely difficult this hole is.
Oh no.
Overturned.
Might need help from a tree.
I don't think that had the stuff to go OB. Is that what you're saying? You're
That's
suggesting
what
that?
I'm worried about.
Yeah. As much turn as that had, I didn't think it had enough glide to get OB,
I think
but maybe you're right.
I think if it didn't hit a tree, that thing was very far out of bounds.
Okay.
This looks like a great angle. Catch this
Yeah.
get the edge.
You need that extra 50, 60 feet of drift.
And what are we talking about from there? Little more than a jump putt.
Yeah.
Potentially.
It's hard to get aggressive from there to get anything really like forward.
I kind of like this play better. The just low, straight shot under. At least your angle is preserved.
That's like-
even if you don't get the big distance, you have an angle to make a play.
490, if not more, to the pin from
Oh yeah,
from there.
Yeah, it's far.
I don't like this either.
This is at least trying to fight back. Spectators are on the run. That's always a bad sign.
Scramble. That is a big time scramble. Oh boy.
Ugh.
Wow, those trees are big and prominent. Does this get around all of them, though? If it does, he's going to have that low ceiling hyzer play for the par. Oh, you guys are very much right. Wow, that is very close to the OB line.
Yeah, those trees are not very far off him.
This is
gonna
a
really need
scary-
to have height.
And hyzer, and he's got both. That's a great
Oh, what a kick.
Yes.
shot and result.
Yeah, I hated the skip, but then that kick kind of saves him. Maybe preserves that high hyzer for his third.
Goose has an outside chance to get home. Down the middle. Yep.
Yeah, okay, easy par.
I don't know. Isn't that a putt? Oh, he's 80.
Yeah,
Okay.
97 feet.
Yeah. I just never know with these guys.
Yeah, it's a par. I
kinda
mean,
You're
start-
throwing with the pinky finger and the thumb.
Yeah.
They just generate so much power.
Yeah.
You just never know where that
I feel
thing's-
like, yeah, it's pretty easy to start to assume, like, well, if he didn't hit a tree, he's circle one.
Yeah.
Like, you just figure out he did it somehow. I don't know how, but he did it.
good work there from Adam. Get forward, skip, not hit anything. That's going to be also an easy par, which is getting a half stroke on the field. So it's good work towards the overall average.
It's kind of a high pressure shot right here. Set up a par save potentially.
Oh, wow. Look at that late skip, ride, slide, back edge of the circle. That'll be a nervy putt for the par.
She's gonna have to make the most casual 32 footer to save his par. We'll see we'll see how he attacks it.
What a great save if this would be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gonna
it
be.
will be.
Yeah, you are
As long
right.
as it doesn't
Corey's
pop
got-
out.
Man, he's got a good round going. It's a little crazy that he took a double bogey on the first hole and he's 5 under for the round still
That's amazing.
with 2 chain outs. I mean, really good stuff so far.
Yeah, and chain out is a really kind word for the one of them.
One of them was a chain out. Yeah, the other one was just brutal spit. And yeah, wow, he looked really stressed there, didn't he, folks?
I know he feels it just like the rest of us, but he's just that good of a putter. I don't want to discredit. I don't want to take anything away from his practice and his skill. I just want to emphasize my jealousy over how casual and smooth and consistent and beautiful his putting is. That's all I'm trying to do with that.
Yeah.
Definitely not suggesting that he doesn't feel nervous or he doesn't battle everything the rest of us do. He's just better at it than the rest of us.
Well, I think part of it too is I don't know about you guys, but like I have when my putt's dialed, I have a trigger word. And then I'm battling like there's one thing that you have to do. And so I'm saying like extend or something.
Yep.
And then putting it so hard that even when you're telling yourself to do one thing,
You messed that up.
yeah, you're like, I didn't do it.
Yep.
That's such a cool little graphic there. Got to give a shout out to the star par. I mean, I don't normally call a hole a star par, but that one feels like it. That's essentially a birdie for the field.
Look
Come
at
on,
that.
Jerm, you missed it's called a party.
Okay, the star party.
Look at that leaderboard, though. Carter Aaron's hanging in there. Still in that top 4. Really impressive.
He's nearly at his age in par or under par.
He's probably one of the only guys that got a shot to beat his age through 2 rounds.
I haven't beat my age in
Gosh,
that tournament
yeah.
in
Not out on the
ever,
tour.
maybe.
I did in Japan. I tied it.
Really?
Yeah, I tied my age in Japan because we had a final 6.
Wow. It's a lot of birdies, my friend.
You should see the bogeys.
Oh, a little bit overcooked. Does it? Oh, it cuts through. This one is,
Oh,
yeah, nice kick. There's a luck element to the final entrance to the green here. I mean, everyone is concerned enough with hitting the first gap. After that, it's just kind of, did I throw it hard enough? What's going to happen? I think this outright play is probably the most open thing you can do, but even that is blocked.
let's see if Angle Guy will prove you wrong. He's going to try to turn it over slightly and then get drift back through the wide gap. And if he's able to do that, he should be the guy.
Yeah,
That's a good drive.
It's a good shot. And it's not like it's certainly not impossible. There's big gaps, but I do find that the entrance to this green
agree.
is a little bit random.
Basically right next to where Corey's lie was.
Now that the goose is done, I want to ask you, do you think he's going forehand, backhand on the next hole?
I think so.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, you think he's got the juice?
Absolutely.
Adam
I
Hannes off the right side.
have no question in my mind that he has the juice.
What about Adam?
I think he also has
Yeah,
the
I think he's
juice.
got the juice. I mean, that was essentially my play. I got across in 2, and those guys have more power, or at least as much as I do. So I can't imagine them doing anything different.
Couple misses that you would like to see these guys make at this stage of the round. Not a lot of birds left, and it gets tricky moving forward. And Isaac misses and Adam misses. So
Want to give Adam Hannes a quick little shout out. Cool signature shirt, dude.
Yeah.
The little graphics on his shirt are little ducks, and he's all about the duck, goose, hunting, fishing life.
He's hunting a goose right now.
Yeah. Not an easy hunt.
That is a quick-witted comment there, Uli. Well done. Have you heard his goose call?
Yes.
I mentioned it before. It is the best. I didn't even know that was a comment to make, but his goose call is, Adam Hannes' goose call is phenomenal. Heimberg, 9 under for the round, a new course record.
In at 13 under.
Happy birthday.
Well, here's the hole I was talking about. 15 par 4, 879 downhill. That's very helpful.
Off the tee.
Yeah, off the tee, and then very tight gap, which makes it makes the backhand turnover for a righty very, very tough. And then you go up the hill to an island green playing very far, and so the farther you get right off the tee, the better. Corey will give you a good example right here. You want it absolutely just turn. That's
Just
not
keep
going to help.
turning,
This is going to be 500 away.
You think?
Yeah. I do.
Yeah.
Maybe more. Playing more.
Yeah.
Okay, Adam going backhand.
That's surprising to me.
I just don't think the sidearm gets that far.
Does this, though?
Well, that's a bad shot,
Yeah.
but I feel like it has potential to, for
You
sure.
need to get up past that shade, don't you think? Like kind of up. There's one little steep hill that, for me, the forehand goes right to the bottom of.
And Gossage goes backhand.
Yeah.
Wow.
Whoa.
I think the potential to get, like, this is so
That's
far.
a really good
You
shot.
see what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's easy in.
Yeah.
And I think Adam can still get over, too, from where he is because of how right he went. Like, he didn't go straight.
Yeah.
He went right.
And Isaac going backhand.
Now, that's far.
You think, is that a layup coming?
I don't know because I've never been that far right, but I don't think Adam's laying up. See, because you can see the bush, which means this
Yeah.
is
That's a big
doable.
shot, and he is going big here. This is looking pretty good.
Oh, really good.
Wow. Adam Hammes nearly bullseye.
See, and that's not straight flex. That was a flex stall.
Yeah, he
So-
needed to. He's pulling out
Yep.
all the juice.
Yep.
Like he needs that thing to drift.
Yep.
It's not just a big hyzer. This is the layup.
Yeah. 4.28 average. This is probably the most bogeyed hole.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I don't know. Maybe 13.
This is gonna be safe, just not good.
Yeah,
If
13
it's
is the most
over. I mean,
bogeyed.
it's still kind of good. Even just if it gets over, he's going to have pretty simple
Yeah, simple for sure.
par. But yeah,
I think it tells us that where Isaac was, that was playing farther than 450 because if it was inside that, he's so
Yes.
accurate and good,
Yes.
he would be going over.
What a casual hyzer approach for Gossage. I mean, that drive was just incredible. Now he's outside the circle, putting through the trees, but if he's got an open line, that's a great approach.
Just a laser.
Jeez, so
Nice.
beautiful. Giving it a chance to go in slightly, but also parking it. Best case scenario. Wow, look at that. Playing the hyzer gap through the trees.
Tricky guy.
A lot of confidence there. If you hit one of those early trees, you're going to have a very difficult make. For the bonus birdie. I love his jump putt. When he can step into his putt, he usually gets the height right. The aim is usually not a problem for him. A lot of confidence with that jump.
I'd cut off my left finger for Isaac's putt.
not my pinky. I need that. But
Left finger.
left?
Which finger on your...
well, I'm thinking about retiring the forehand and going to that ultimate evolution.
Yeah, that's why I said left. I'm not giving away my right pinky.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I don't think
you
I'd
said
even
pinky.
do-
I didn't hear you say pinky. I just heard you say left finger.
I hear pinky, and I just think that's the most important disc golf finger. So I
agree.
thought, no way.
Goose even throws a sidearm with the pinky, which is great.
Yeah, that's pinky, and it's just pinky and ring.
Yeah, pinky and
He
thumb.
leaves the thumb. He leaves
Oh,
the thumb out of it.
jeez.
It's pinky and ring. It's
So
like a
stupid.
balancing thing, and then he just kind of.
So stupid. Hole 16, par 3, 456 feet. The drone has actually figured out how to play this hole because it's going down the right side, which doesn't really seem like it's kind of counterintuitive from the tee. You can see the basket directly straight off the tee, but that line has a lot of trees in the way. I think the best play is to break over a little Anheuser flex with a stable driver.
I mean, the drone makes some funny decisions every once in a while, but it's a damn good golfer at the end of the day. The drone reaches greens.
Yeah, no one's ever beat the drone.
Sometimes it goes a little deep, but
Yeah, for
other than
sure,
that,
yeah.
it's like
The drone
pretty
can
good.
play some golf.
Adam does break it over a little bit too far to the right. Gossage taking the drone suggestion. This is looking pretty tasty.
Like I said, with that grip,
Yeah.
I challenge you guys to show me an Anheuser from this guy.
Why would you ever want to throw one?
Nope.
Like, no need.
Did he throw one on the last hole? I wasn't even paying attention.
I don't know if
did.
he threw an Anheuser.
Or did it
I would
flip
call
out
it
There's
there?
a turnover. Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
I would call it more of a return.
Wow. Corey going long.
Making this hole look way too simple with that wide flat shot, not even needing to introduce any flip to get the 456 low ceiling. I think we're going to see some flip out of Isaac.
This is going to hurt you.
Yeah, there's a little bit.
You ready for your brain to hurt a little bit?
Sure.
This hole's average to par was lower than hole 3 in round 1.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I think nothing can hurt me anymore, but that's crazy.
2.81 average. That just seems way too low for a hole at this distance with this many trees.
Yeah, it does. It is a bit of a hard hole to bogey, but I'm sure somebody's trying it.
I gave it a go. It didn't work, but I tried my
Yeah.
hardest to bogey it for sure.
Corey just barely high there.
I'll settle out a quart
Nice
for the
birdie.
ring finger on the left hand and the pinky.
Your
need the
wedding
thumb.
finger? You're going to take your wedding finger out?
Yes.
Sarah, I hope you're not watching this one.
No hesitation.
Oh, Aaron.
No.
Aaron.
It's just it's that age-old putting issue, right? Where you see guys and you're like, I think this guy's better from 35.
Yeah.
And it's the jump, and it's the lack of pressure. It's about the weight of expectations. It's about the heat of embarrassment in front of the cameras, right? You have a 22-footer. You kind of feel like everybody makes these. I should be making this. Then you spiral out. And the pressure can get to you. When you're at 40, it's like, yeah, I'm a hero if I make it. It's not that big a deal if I miss it. I think that's what's been plaguing Goose as he kind of finds himself just consistently in these big pressure groups. I don't expect it to last, just same as you. I think he's in a kind of a funny place with that 22-footer. But I have no worries about him working through it in the long run. But it is hard, and I'm sure he's feeling a lot of regret, driving to wherever he's staying after the round. He's probably just shaking his head going, man, I'd be leading.
Yeah,
I'd
he'd be
4 up.
tied right now if he were making the 25 and in.
Yes.
The 25 and in, he's tied right now with Calvin's 14 under.
Luckily, it's the easiest thing to fix. It's not like he's missing a 500-foot throw or a big long sidearm that you're not able to learn.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's something
Yeah.
that is totally workable
Yes.
for as many years to come as you'd like to work it out.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Isaac just a little long. Good safe shot over
Yeah.
the out of bounds. This is it's a possible bogey here. These guys are going to have really no problem with the carry.
Really nice drive.
I think the worst case thing for power throwers maybe just clipping something on the way out of the gap.
You want to
And
hit
that
something
could-
hard or nothing at all. One of the two. And nothing at all for Gossage. This is a really nice line.
kind of like
in.
ace run.
Really nice line.
Oh.
Sit down. Sit down. Okay, yeah, there is that OB green behind it, but that'll most likely be a layup for Gossage coming back.
Maybe a little turnover out of the hand there.
Yeah, not really.
That's turned.
Mm-hmm. And it looks
This-
good.
Oh, man. perf.
Oh,
Corey,
yeah.
come on, man. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and let's try to watch that one again.
Let's do more than try.
Very smooth. So smooth, Corey.
It's making the adjustment. Going force in round 1. He said, I should probably throw Athena here. Then making the adjustment, throwing the Athena, getting the distance perfect.
That's awesome. Don't fault that decision at all.
This is the
Or that one.
same exact basket location as the infamous Kevin Jones roller from a few years ago. You've probably seen the video. You've probably felt the pain.
That was a nasty putt we just saw.
Yes.
Even that's a nasty putt. That plays far. That plays 35 uphill.
Yeah, yeah.
And lots of, like you just said, lots of baggage on this hole.
Yeah, there's some stories.
But
There's some
Isaac's
history.
going direct at the OB from like 42.
Yeah.
Where I find myself lulled to sleep by the consistency, where sometimes it's hard to even give him his due, because it's like, oh, sick, like right in from there. Goose just laid it up. I mean, and I don't question that decision. Just so clean. Perfect shot.
Got some good rounds out there like usual. What we got here, though, hole 18 for Mandos. 1107. Get through these trees however you see fit. Then get through this wall of trees however you see fit. Land in the middle. Very protected green, uphill, out of bounds all the way around it. We're going to this deep one, and tricky putts around the green.
And all that stuff you just said sounds difficult, and yet somehow it's like the easiest hole in the course.
Third.
Despite
third easiest.
like the easiest. You know what? You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying. I'm not a stats man.
No.
I'm a feel guy.
I was confirming.
Yeah, it's one of the easiest holes on the course, despite all the Mandos, all the distance. Just kind of another testament to the difficulty of this layout. This is
Low screamer.
right.
Does it get a little hyzer edge? Not quite. If that gets on edge and gets through those trees, that could have actually been a very good shot.
Still gonna be
It's okay.
able to get down there in position from there,
It's okay.
because it is gradually downhill.
Yes, it is.
Until you get to the green.
Yeah,
So
that's the good stuff there.
Oh yeah, it is.
Breaking through the Dougie firs is just huge. It's not like a real gap you're kind of aiming for. You're just kind of like throwing it hard and just hoping you get through it. There's one main gap that's left, but I don't think any of these guys are trying to go through that main gap.
It's more of a roller line
Yeah, exactly.
through that gap, I think.
And Gossage gets through a little bit. That's fine.
Not a whole lot of opportunity to get really aggressive on shot 2, in my opinion. Uh-oh.
Did that kick a million feet left? Oh, gosh. That was inches away from being really good. And now it's par save time.
So what gap is he thinking here? Wide right? Absolutely. That's a little inside.
Yeah, if it gets through, it's great.
Nice.
And it's better than great. Yeah, that's just fine. It's better than great. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's better than fine. It's great is what I should have said.
Yeah, there you go. That makes more sense. But I think your point comes across.
Yeah.
It's
It
good.
works.
it's finally great.
Yep.
It works. Isaac's going to find himself.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
That's OB?
Bad kick. Yeah.
I thought those stakes are for hole 13. So there's that little triangle area that's all out of bounds, and that's what he's found. Okay. And not only is he out of bounds, he's going to be 400 plus uphill.
This is
Oh.
Oh, Adam.
Run into some trouble.
That line sneaks up on people. It's one of the skippiest areas of the course. You're kind of going blind downhill. I've seen a lot of players make that mistake. And I think all of them go, what? A red flag? What?
How?
Because it feels like you do want to work the disc left, but I think that's kind of the sucker's play to push left.
This is bad too.
No,
Wow.
no.
Skip straight.
Powered
Up
through it.
onto the first of 3 rises or 2.
Yeah. Well, I think that tall grass helped him there. I think if without that, it would have maybe slid left.
And the power he had on it just still hitting the ground so flat. This is safe.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of danger over there, especially if you're a little short. You can see that little golf cart turnaround.
That putt will be for par for Isaac.
This should be a pretty doable shot for Goose.
350 in.
Yeah, that's
Playing the wide
looking
hyzer.
Great.
A good round for Gossage. He's going to finish at 14 under.
Keep himself on the lead card.
Yep. Now this to get up and down to save the bogey.
Okay, wide, good.
You want to challenge those trees like Aaron did to park it, but that's close enough. Going with the zone. That will be a bogey finish.
If he gets up and down from here, you see that T1 on the bottom left? That's going to change into just a 1.
Let's go, Corey.
There's going to be your new leader if you can knock down a little bullseye putt. Can he do one more?
Yeah, well, of course he can.
What a par.
So good.
What a scrambler. What a fighter. Average of 7 under on this course for 2 rounds is really good. It's really good. That's a number you're thrilled with. I don't know how many times it would take to play this course from 1 to 18 to shoot a 7 under, but I haven't even been close, and neither have any of us.
No, don't make me think about it, please.
Yeah, okay.
Just let me think about how good these guys are playing.
Well, there you see it. Corey Ellis just turning things around after the hole 1 setback. I mean, and from there, it was just really great golf. Could have even been 2 to 3 strokes better. Great round. Calvin Heimberg, 9 under. That's a new course record. He's at 14. And Alden Harris, a great round himself, but he's going to find himself just 1 spot off the lead card heading into the weekend. The final 2 rounds, which are going to be played on the East Course.
I think we're finally seeing a little separation at a course too. You see that those 14s, that's a little bit cleared of the 3rd card for the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
We've seen everybody kind of bunched up, but the leaders are playing that well to where they've kind of separated themselves a little from the field.
And now we're leaving that west course behind, going over to the, in my opinion, more scoreable east side. I fully expect to see double digits both of the rounds.
Yeah, by somebody
coming in,
yeah, for
by,
sure,
and maybe by multiple people on our lead groups. So I think the scoring is going to kind of open up just a little bit, some room to really lay down some low numbers. I think it's going to be a really fun weekend out here in Portland.
Something in the 32 to 35 under range, I think, is going to be the winning score.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Good. Well, only one way to find out. Thanks, Founders Club. We are going to see you guys into the weekend here at the Portland Open presented by Latitude 64.